Check, 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 check. You caught me wearing shorts with this nice shirt. What am I doing? All right, welcome to today's video. It's Friday today. Let me get oriented here. We're gonna talk about something super interesting today, okay? And I was thinking about this while I was doing my gym this morning and my sauna meditation. And it kind of arose. And what it was is the realization that what I have gotten myself into after honestly years of trial and error, or maybe not years, but many attempts at trying to make an income in a free and flexible and remote way that also supports my long-term vision. And so I think that I want to title this video The Best High Income Skill for Ambitious Entrepreneurs and Self-Improvers, people who are on self-improvement or want to develop themselves, and like the aspect of like getting better, growing every day, and even interested in like human psychology, but mainly want to build a life that they're independent, a life where they are able to do what they want when they want, and able to work in a way where they're in control of their income and they're doing work that they enjoy is the long-term goal, work that they're aligned to authentically. Because I think a lot of people are waking up to this kind of traditional way of like, just work any job, get paid for that job, and life will be good. Okay, if you watch any of my videos, you know my story, but if you're new here, welcome. But yeah, my story was, I literally just took whatever I could get after graduating college, studied whatever would just get me a degree, and thought that everything would be good, kind of put off all responsibility till after college. And I had this idea and was told that life after college just sucks. There's only one route you take. You get a corporate suit and tie job and you just work that till retirement, okay? This is the paradigm that I had been passed down. And when I started to get into that world, I was just completely lost. And this is where that fire lit inside me to go to pursue a greater calling, to pursue something that is creative, something in line with my intuition and authenticity, and something that fires me up, makes me excited to wake up in the morning each day. And this is where that kind of came through. And I started in kind of like a naive way. And a lot of people, you may be in this boat where you're trying to make money online quick. Okay. And by the way, I'm going to tell you exactly the skill that I got into that I still use today that has aligned me on a path toward authenticity and having that long-term independence and in an entrepreneurship way, and where you essentially are an entrepreneur right off the bat, but you build skills and income to suffice you while working on your thing on the side, or developing yourself to the level of where you need to be to have the clarity to start and embark on that thing that is you're passionate about, that's aligned to you. And that's why I call this the high income skill for entrepreneurs. And I've made over 6 figures with this skill alone. Okay. And I've been doing this for over 3 years now. Okay. So what is this skill? This skill is remote sales. And I'm going to get into why remote. I mean, why sales? There's a whole lot of sales type roles out there. Okay. Let me just make sure everything's going right. It's Friday. We're fired up. I got the good shirt on. I haven't worn this shirt in like forever, and I'm wearing some like shorts. It's good. So I wear whatever I want because I work remote. So why remote, and then why sales? Well, if you're someone who has a passion for trying, and by the way, I tried everything under the sun, like e-com, drop shipping stores, whatever, just trying to do quick things, selling digital wall art, kind of print on demand t-shirts here and there. I tried to sell my beats because that was a hobby of mine, and tried to like make that the full-time thing. And none of these things clicked and worked in the way that I wanted them to suffice me enough to really like leave my 9-to-5 job. And it wasn't until I found this. So remote sales. So remote is important because I know what it's like to work in an office, and a lot of people have the argument, oh, well, I think it's better just to be around people. I'm just going to be around people, and like it's good to have that social aspect. And okay. Not everybody, if you're someone who is an ambitious entrepreneur, okay, your mindset's going to be wildly different than the majority of people around you, let alone people who are in that job, in that office, okay? And so, yes, you're socializing, but is it beneficial? Or are you just exposing yourself to too much of the traditional, conventional way of thinking to where it's going to start to rub off on you and actually impact you in a negative way? Okay, most entrepreneurs are operating in the digital space. Okay, digital networking is the number one thing that you can do if you're someone who wants to be an autonomous, sovereign being and build something of their own in the long term that suffices them and allows them to pursue their calling. Okay, so I don't like that argument for certain people. Some people it fits, but if you're someone like me, it doesn't suffice. Okay, then there's the other one. The other one is, the other downside of it is you just have to commute. You have to commute. And that takes a lot of, like, I was working at an office job, and, granted, like, working in an office can still give you the right skills, and even in sales, you can work in an office, but I prefer not to, because it takes too much time. It takes too much time and too much energy. There's another battery you have to socialize with everybody, your managers, your people around you, all this. And you end up coming home after each day, after having to drive home or commute back home, and you just have more chunk bite out of your week that you could have been spending toward building your own thing or getting clarity toward what that thing is, whatever that may be, reading books on it, kind of just following your curiosity until something clicks. Okay, so it's a time suck. Okay, that's why remote is important. The other thing is everyone wants the ability to travel and the ability to have location freedom. And that's literally what this skill grants you, okay? If you can do this skill remotely, which I talk a lot about on my channel, and I'm going to continue to harp on this specific skill and vehicle, you will be able to do this from wherever, as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection and a laptop, okay? I have been doing this skill, jumping from Airbnb, being in one Airbnb on the top of in another country one day, all the way to, literally just hopping from Airbnb for a couple weeks, literally around the country, etc. And just working and just having my laptop, and that's it. And being able to check out cool places, do it with a buddy who's also in the same vehicle, and just chilling, going to like some luxury hotel lobbies, literally just pulling up the laptop there, working, drinking coffee, doing this stuff. This stuff was fun, right? This stuff is fun. So everyone wants that aspect. You want that level of freedom, and it's something that is massively desirable in today's age for a lot of people, because everybody is stuck in their routine. Everybody's doing things that they aren't passionate about, but don't think that there's a way out, okay? There is. Okay, and then why sales? Okay, for someone who specifically wants to go against the grain, kind of has an unconventional way of thinking about the world and doesn't want to follow the same script that is laid out by, go to college, do this. And you don't need college for this, by the way. But if you're someone who's like that and doesn't want to follow that same script of traditional way of living, save for retirement, you want to build something now. You want to pursue something that is against the grain, that people are telling you, be realistic, or 99% of businesses fail, but you don't believe them. If you're someone like this and realizes that's all bullshit, which I can break into, and I do break into the other beliefs behind keeping us like literally stuck and not open to trying new stuff. But if you're someone like that, sales is important for you, okay? If you're someone who wants to build an autonomous life and have sovereignty, you need to know how to sell. Sales is literally making a transaction of value in exchange for what you're offering in terms of solving that person's problem or getting them something that they want or need. Okay, that's what sales is at its core. And what happens there is the skill of literally just being good with a person, being able to do it remotely, like knowing how to call them or hop on a call with them, and go through the right steps and conversational points to help them see the value of what you sell in relation to what problems they are looking to solve. Excuse me. Okay, and so this is a skill that you need, and it's not just that. Sales is also helping sell people on your ideas. So if you have business ideas, you want to be able to sell your ideas to people, get business partners, get funding. If you want to hire someone, you need to be able to sell why you're the best company to get someone desirable, or why you get the skill to be able to sell yourself as an employee, working for somebody as a remote sales rep, which is what this skill, like the first step of this skill is. Okay, so sales is everywhere. It's talking to girls, it's talking to people, anybody. It's being able to be able to know the psychology of what makes people want to take action, so that you can do it for when you build your thing, whatever it is, whether it's music, whether you want to sell that. You have to know how to make those transactions, and that's all you do on a daily basis in this role. And you have flexibility around your schedule as long as you just do what's required and show up to calls, do the calls, and you can literally take this skill to 6 figures, 10K a month, beyond. Okay? But the important thing is that this skill is a lot of fun on its own, and it's okay. Like, you can spend as much time as you want here, but you don't want to procrastinate too much on if your goal is to actually build a business. You want to start getting clarity on that now, okay? But the thing is, you don't want to lock yourself in a room. There's these people that just feel like you need to lock yourself in a room, or, you know, some people have the luxury to stay at home and think that that's a good situation for them. I have mixed opinions there. I think that if you just put yourself in a state where you're not making any income and you're just trying to make your business take off, I think it can be dangerous, because you end up resorting to quick money things, or resorting to orienting your business around what will just make money now, instead of what is most authentic to you, that may take longer in some cases, but will end up building that thing that you're going to wake up excited for and do for the long term, instead of like build something that makes money and then go with that, grind, put your head down, start hating it, build yourself in another 9 to 5, and then quit, and then do what you're passionate about and start from square one, but with some skills. But you see how that's a time waste. You see how that's still a time waste. Okay. Let's come to the present moment. I'm passionate about this because it just makes my skin crawl how some people, like, everybody's different. Everybody's unique. There's no cookie cutter way for anybody to live life. Even this maybe isn't cookie cutter, right? So this is for a specific person who's like me, who felt that the cookie cutter way of life wasn't fit for them, and wanted to do something where I had freedom, and that actually helped support me and help me feel like I'm moving toward my long-term goal. And this is a skill that I know every day I'm waking up and it's amplifying me. I'm learning about human psychology. I'm learning about how to sell my ideas. I'm learning how to speak and show up on camera more confidently. I'm learning how to build better relationships. Okay, so this is the skill. And so how does someone practically get into this? That's a topic for another video, but in a high level, there's basically, you pick an industry. Okay, if you want to do this the most aligned way to where this is gonna serve you the best and in the long term, pick an arena, pick a domain of whatever you're interested in. Okay, don't fall for the trap of just picking something that pays the most. I made that mistake, and I got into tech sales, and I'm very grateful for it, because you can still, even while making that mistake, and if you do make that mistake, you still can make a lot of money, and it still gives you more freedom, right? But eventually, you have to be passionate about what you're selling, okay? And so you don't want to put yourself in another space where you feel that same or similar, it's going to be less, but similar resistance that you did doing something you didn't like, because eventually you're going to grow to get bored of this product, or not really have the passion and drive to really have that oomph behind your words when you're talking about it. Okay, so it's important not to just choose something for money. And here's also why, because if you're unless you want to build the business there, right? Then it can be useful. And hopefully if you're doing that, you're passionate about it. You want to choose something that is in the the field of interest that you have. Okay, there's businesses operating in every type of domain and curiosity you may have, whether it's xylophones. Okay, well, let's see. Let's go to one of the biggest xylophone manufacturer, and let's see if I can work remotely as a sales rep for them. Okay, in some way, shape, or form, or maybe it's music. Work for some kind of record label or some kind of coaching business service for musicians to help them do their marketing. Something like that, right? Okay, any interest you have, health, fitness, spirituality. Okay, there's endless possibilities. And this is where I would have shaken myself when I found out about remote sales and just wanted 10K a month. I would have went, okay, yes, you're going to make 10K a month in this, but is this, and this, that was a learning lesson for me where I needed to learn, okay, it's not just about the money. It's about it's about the skills and knowledge that I'm developing while I'm working, and what's moving the needle toward where my long-term goals, okay, which is the business and entrepreneurship, creative entrepreneurship for me, okay? So that's what I would do is, one, figure out who you are. Figure out what interests you have. Let yourself follow your curiosity, reading books, and then use AI. Literally say, okay, I'm very passionate about psychology and also spirituality. Like, how can I work in a remote setting and get paid now and provide skills for a business that is operating in a similar way or just in a similar arena that I want to start learning more about? And how can I approach them? Okay, and that's a whole skill in itself, and that's what I help people do in some cases and used to help people more. And if that is like something if you're looking for help to get aligned and find alignment and get that clarity, like, feel free to check out like the link in the description below. It's where you can actually book a one-on-one call with me if you feel called to do that. If you feel like you need help, you just have to scroll down in the description and click that. But in general, it's a process of, one, eliminating your limiting beliefs. A lot of people think that they don't have skills, that they only have this certain resume and this certain skill set. Okay, no, it's 2026. You tailor yourself to a role and a specific description of what that role entails, in this case, remote sales, and you find the transferables that you have. You have skills. You're a living and breathing being, okay? You have transferable skills, and also you can demonstrate that by just learning a couple things to show them you have what it takes, by simply showing them that you know how to take sales calls, by sending them a video. You could send them emails that are personalized and high level that shows that you understand the role they're looking for, the problems that they're solving with their business, how you're passionate about those, and how you feel like you're a good long-term asset. You can present yourself in a way that actually is, in that process, selling yourself to them, which is the skill that you're going to use to sell the prospects or the people that the business sells to on that product. Okay, and all along, you're going to be able to continue to develop and learn just as a byproduct of showing up and opening your laptop every day. So yeah, this is the best skill. And honestly, you have a lot of control over your income. You have a lot of control over, how many sales calls do I want to take, or how many appointments do I want to set. The entry level for this is, and the lowest friction way to do this is actually to start off as an appointment setter or a BDR, SDR. It's the same thing. It's where you basically set meetings for a closer to take, and then you become a closer where you can actually close the deals. I talk a lot about this in other videos, and honestly, I'm building out a more fleshed out, like, video kind of education, like, course, I guess you could say, on this, because I think that's something that people really find value from, and I have a ton of value to share there, okay? And I've already gotten many clients results with this, working with me on a one-on-one setting, people that have been servers, working at a spa, people who just needed to know how to transition to a specific role, and I've helped them succeed in literally transferring in a matter of weeks into a new role, okay? By doing the right things and following, like, the steps. And so, yeah, I don't want to I don't want this to be a giant ramble, although it already kind of is. It's Friday and I'm happy and I'm energized because I just did a killer workout. And I'm ready to like just I'm fired up. It's okay. I'm letting myself just like lean into this emptiness because it's fun, you know? So cool. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, stick around, you know, shoot me a comment down below if you resonate with this. And yeah, again, check out like my Substack if you want like more practical written blueprints. I'm leaning into a lot of that as I'm doing kind of like a rebrand on my channel that used to just be about tech sales, but kind of rebranding it to encapsulate more than just, it's not just about like I niching down is this typical YouTube advice that people tell you to do, but like it's not the whole picture. Okay, everybody's unique, and this channel is me. Okay, it's everything. All right, it's everything from health, spirituality, to documenting my journey as I go about aligning my life authentically, which is a very spiritual process, and health is a big thing that comes into play there. But honestly, I wouldn't be able to dive as deep as I am into these things if I didn't have the ability to invest in myself and really go deep with these things, get my own space to really focus and dial in. And that what gave that to me was this remote sales vehicle. And so I can't take it for granted. Okay. So yeah, that's all I'll share. I hope you have a phenomenal like rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And I'm out. I'll see you next time. Bye.